Hello everybody, welcome to this video where I will be reviewing the Devil's Night series. I've already read two of them, which are Hideaway and Corrupt, and I will be reading the other ones as well and reviewing them in this video. So I will give a non-spoiler and a spoiler review. If you just want the non-spoiler review, I will put a timestamp when I will get to the spoilers, and you can just go to the non-spoiler review so you won't have to know. So I'm first explain the concept, I guess. Yeah, it's about the whole series. It's 4 books. It's about a group of friends who, the night before Halloween, they do pranks on the town they live in, and they're very dark, which was fun to read, if I'm being honest. First I'm gonna start with Corrupt, which is the first one, and then I will review, and whatever, I'll just read the blurb first. Dreams might be a heart's desire, but nightmares are its obsession. Erica Faye knows her boyfriend's older brother is handsome, strong, and completely terrifying. A college basketball star gone pro. He's more concerned with the dirt on his shoes than he is with her. But she saw him, she heard him, the things that he did and the deeds that he hid. For years, Rika bit her nails, unable to look away. But now she's in college, but she hasn't stopped watching him. He's bad, and all the things she's seen aren't content to stay in her head anymore, because he's finally noticed her. Michael Christ knows the hold he has on Rika, how much she fears him. She looks down when he enters the room and stills when he's close. He knows she's thinking only of him. When Michael's brother joins the military, leaving Rika alone and unprotected, Michael knows the opportunity is too good to be true. 3 years ago, she put Michael's friends in prison, and now they're free. Every last one of her nightmares is about to come true. So, that's kind of what it's about. I'll give the spoiler review first, and then I will put the timestamp for the non-spoiler review if you just want to watch that. So, I think I like this one. I'm gonna be honest, I also read the second one before reviewing this one on here, so that kind of biased, but makes my opinion kind of biased because I prefer the second one. But this one was good. When I read it, I really enjoyed it. It was pretty quick paced. It was dark, not as dark as I expected because there's so many trigger warnings, but it is dark, and if you get triggered easily, it's not a book for you. But I don't get triggered easily, so it is a book for me. So yeah, I did not know Trevor went to the military. I just read the blurb and I was like, what? That wasn't really clear to me. I don't think they... yeah, whatever. So yeah, the scene in the steam room was interesting. I had not read anything like that before. If you don't know what it is, I'm not gonna explain it in this video because that's, yeah. But whatever you imagine is probably not worse than that, because minds can make up really bad things. But it was a good scene. The whole book, it's kind of, I don't know, I like that it's dual perspective though, because you also get more of the insights of Michael, which you wouldn't really understand if you just read Erica's part, so I do like that. I can't remember that much about it because it wasn't that impactful, but I think I gave it 4 stars. Yeah, it's good. I like the characters, but again, I prefer the second book, which I will review after the non-spoiler review, which is now. So, I enjoyed this book. It was good. I think that in the spoiler review I didn't really spoil anything. Okay, so my camera just died, so I gotta go back to where I was. So non-spoiler review, I don't think I spoiled that much in the spoiler review, so I think you can just watch that one. But to reiterate, I enjoyed the book. I prefer the second book, which is why I should have just first made the review in this one and then read the second book. But too late for that. Can't go back in time. So yeah, I did enjoy this book. It's good. It's dark. There are some scenes that are a little bit messed up, or a lot of messed up actually. But yeah, it's good. The friendship like the friend group is interesting, but yeah, I don't really know what to say about it. It's I think I have more to say about the second book, if I'm being honest. So let's just go to that one, right? Hideaway. I will again read the blurb first, then give the reviews. So, all the Twisted Games are back, and this time he's not letting her go. Buried in the shadows of the city, there's an abandoned hotel called the Pope, surrounded by a mystery about the hidden 12th floor and the guest who never checked out. Banks knows the local legend, but Kai believes the myth around the hotel. He and his friends think they know her, think they can scare her, but Banks knows something they don't. Even though she struggles to hide everything she feels when Kai looks at her, the person he seeks is much closer than he'll ever realize. She'll never reveal her secret. This Devil's Night, Kai will be the hunted one. But Banks doesn't understand what Kai had to turn into to survive 3 years in prison. He wants the hotel, its guest, and his life back. But the more he's around Banks, the more Kai realizes this new version of himself is exactly who he was meant to be. Kai's seen her hideaway. It's time for Banks to see his. Share. Okay, if you don't want spoilers, go to this timestamp because I have a lot to say about this book. This one was so much better. Okay, so I don't know if the blurbs really do the books justice, if I'm being honest, because both of them I've been kind of confused about. But yeah, I love Banks. Banks is amazing. Banks is so traumatized, which is really messed up, but it does make for a really good character. And I also loved Kai in Corrupt, so I was like, I need Kai's book, because that was gonna be good. Did not disappoint. I am now very intrigued about Damien's book though. I love that in this book, you get so much more to know about Damien as well. Like, the book is about Kai and Banks, so you'd expect it to be just about Kai and Banks. But considering Banks is Damien's sister, yeah, half-sister, you know so much about Damien now, and it makes so much more sense why he is the way he is. Again, a lot of trigger warnings. But yeah, this one was so good. I like how Kai respects Banks as a person. Like, he understands that she can do whatever the fuck she can do whatever she wants, and he can't stop her. That's just who she is. That's what she's gonna do. But he tells her that, and he's like, but I will want to help. And she's like, no, I don't want your help. But I love that, because it's relatable to me. So yeah, this book, 10 times better. I really enjoy Kai and Banks together. I also like how how Banks kind of more comes out of her shell more and becomes a little bit more girly, but also she sticks with, like, she is who she is, and she doesn't just turn into a girly girl with dresses, whatever. She still wears baggier clothing and manlier clothing. Because a lot of books, I feel like the transformation turns them into, like, if they're more tomboyish, they turn her into, like, a girly, like, dresses, heels, whatever. Banks stays Banks. She just wears woman's clothes now instead of Damien's old worn out clothes, which is great. I really enjoy that one. Also, Damien saved Rika's life. I cannot ignore that. He could have run, he could have left, but he didn't. He saved her because nobody else could have. And I respect Damien for that. I'm very excited for Kill Switch, which is the next book. That was actually the first book I bought, and then I realized it was a whole series, so I had to buy the rest before reading the whole series. So, overall, Hideaway, way better than Corrupt. Would recommend. Look at the trigger warnings though, because they are bad. If you get triggered easily, or if... yeah. So, non-spoiler review. I really like this one. This book was, in my opinion, a lot better than Corrupt. Because you get more depth into all of the characters. Instead of... I think Corrupt was very surface level. And this book actually explores the characters more, which I really enjoyed. Again, there are a lot of trigger warnings. Do look at those, because they are prominent in this book. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I am very excited for the next book. So yeah, we will see how I find that. But I recommend this. Characters were great, plot was great, character development was good, everything. So I will see you after I read the next book. Okay, so I finished the third book, Kill Switch, and I will first read the blurb again, and then give my reviews. So, yeah. Sending Damon to prison was the worst thing Winter could have done. It didn't matter that he committed a crime or that he wished she was dead. Wished he was dead. Winter thought he'd cool off in jail and become anything but the horror he was, or that at the very least she'd have time to disappear before he got out. But she was wrong. 3 years came and went too fast, and prison only gave him time to plan. And when Winter anticipated his vengeance, she didn't expect this. He doesn't want to make her hurt, he wants to make everything hurt. Damon knows he needs to get rid of Winter's father, giving Winter, her sister, and her mother nowhere to run. The Ashby women are desperate for a knight in shining armor, but that is not who's coming. It's time Damon took control of his future, it's time he showed them all that he will never stop being the nightmare they think he is. Damon won't have to break into Winter's home to do it. As the new man of the house, he has all the keys. I haven't even took out my thingy because I just finished this. So yeah, I will show the time on screen for the non-spoiler review, and then for the spoiler review, it is now. So yeah, I really like this book. It's for now my favorite. I still have to do Nightfall, but oh my god, this is like, they keep getting better. I didn't think I'd prefer it over Kai and Banks' story because I really like the characters. But oh my god, this was so cool to read as well. So yeah, Winter is blind, which I did not expect, and it's so interesting to read a whole book with a character like from the perspective of a character that's blind, because I can't imagine what that's like, because it's not like she's blind, she like she only sees black or whatever, like her receptors of seeing just don't exist, so she just doesn't see, which is crazy to imagine. Like yeah, I don't know, but it's really weird to read about and to yeah. So yeah, Damon literally just married her sister so he could get her. That is insane though. Like the concept was just, I knew Damon was kind of messed up, but oh my god, he's messed up. But it was so cute though. The redemption arc, I still don't know how to feel about him fully, but he's funny and he's like the dark character, you know? Yeah, I don't, okay, so yeah. I also prefer Rika in this book, because she was so boring in the first 2 books, but now she has personality, you know, she has some fire. It's interesting, it's good, I like it. So Michael is still kind of boring, but I like Damon's just really good with all of the girls, which I think is cool. So yeah. He is so traumatized, it is insane. Like, even though it turns out that his mother isn't his actual biological mother, she still sexually assaulted him. From the age, like, since he was 11 till 15, I think? Or maybe even before that. Like, just, even if it was a random woman, that's not okay. That is so messed up. And like, even if it's not biological, he still thought it was his mom, and in general, it's still, oh. Like, you already read about it in the Hideaway? But in this, oh, it's so sad, and the flashbacks. The thing I love about these books is that you get like the story of now, kind of like current, present time, and then you get from some time ago. But then here it starts at 7 years ago, which is 2 years before the Devil's Night from Corrupt, which was, you know, when Heat in our minds met Winter, but they already met like young and in the fountain. The fountain. It was so cute. Like they knew each other when they were like young, and then they, you know, she thought he was the cause for her blindness, which I guess kind of, but not really, because from the last recollection of that, I was like, it's the dad's fault. Can't lie. Like, yeah. Either way, yeah. I do think it's kind of weird that right after Winter gave birth to their son, in the end, he's like, I want another one. I don't care what you think. He's a little bit bossy, very bossy and possessive, which I guess in the book is good, but if it was real life, I'd be so pissed at him if I was Winter. But yeah. I don't know. I really liked it. It was really interesting to read from a blind person's perspective, but it was also very confusing because it keeps changing between Damon and Winter. So then when it goes to Damon's perspective, I still keep thinking that he's also blind, which he's not. So then it doesn't make sense for some reason. But yeah. Besides that, that was just confusing for me, but I guess that's a me problem, because, yeah. But yeah, I really liked it. It was so good. Yeah. I love Will too, though. Like, he's so funny. I'm very excited for his book, but it's so long. This was already a very big book, but the other one is like, it's so thick. It's crazy. But I will read it, of course, and I will review it. But this one, yeah. I'm glad Gabriel's dead, because he was annoying and mean, and he deserved it. Ooh, yeah, Rika is Damon's sister, like, what? It makes sense, does it? Yeah, it does, kind of, because he's, like, they've been, like they match, you know, in terms of, like, I guess mostly in this book, though, because I feel like in this book Rika's like a whole different person, which I like. I prefer her in this book, but in Corrupt she's, I don't know if she really makes sense for Damon, like, to be related. But yeah, we will see. Well, no we won't. That's bullshit. We have seen. I'm curious about how everything will go, though, in Will's book, because I feel like Michael and Kai were very distant in this book, which is fair, because, you know, Damon kind of really messed up. But I'm curious to see how that will go. And I think it's really cool that Damon is now like a designer-ish, which is sick. So yeah, I really like this ending. I'm also a little bit conflicted in terms of like he wanted to get her pregnant so bad. Like, that was the whole goal. Every time he was like, oh, gonna get you pregnant. She didn't consent to that. I mean, there was a lot of things that consent was kind of icky, but like, iffy. But yeah, I was like, I mean, I don't think she minded, but it was still kind of like, what's going on? But yeah, and just in general, it felt kind of, the story itself was kind of predictable. I expected more plot twists, but I guess that was for me. And Damon just seems like whole different people. Like, in the beginning and the end, I don't really recognize the Damon, you know, which I guess is good, because he was a little scary. So now he's like more normal, but I don't know, it changed a lot, which I guess, yeah. But it was cute though, like the origin story towards eventually this being who they are now. I liked it. It was a good transition, I guess. And yeah, now for the non-spoiler review. So I really like this book. I enjoyed it a lot. The plot was good. It was a little bit predictable in my opinion, and not very many plot twists in some aspects, which I would have preferred in some ways. But I really like the characters as well. It was really interesting to read from their perspectives. because yeah, I can't really say why, but it's very interesting. So I keep like slapping the book, which is annoying, I think. So yeah, I enjoyed this. I would recommend it. I think it's my favorite for now, and I am excited about the fourth one. But it's really big, so I'm kind of scared, but we'll see. So yeah, I really like this one. I really like the characters. I really liked the flow. It went really fast. I think I finished it in 3 days, which was okay. So yeah, I recommend it. It's very triggering. Like, I don't know if it's the most triggering, but it might be. I think maybe the second one is worse. Well, it depends on what your triggers are, I guess. But yeah, it is dark. It is quite dark. So if you don't like that, I don't know how you got this far into the video. I mean, I appreciate it, but like, that's weird. So yeah, it is dark. Like the whole series, like I think all of Penelope Douglas's books. But yeah, Kill Switch. I'm gonna give it 5 stars. I haven't even rated it yet because I literally finished it when I started this video. So I haven't rated it yet, but I will rate it 5 stars because I think this is my favorite for now. I really like the characters, the story, which are pretty much the main 2 things to judge something on. So I'll be back for the 4th book. And see you then. Okay, so I finished the 4th and final book of the series, which was Nightfall, which is Will's book, and I will just be doing the same thing I've been doing for every single book this video. So I'll just read the blurb, give the timestamp, you know how it works. The games are back, and this time there's nowhere to hide. They call it Black Church, a secluded mansion in a remote, undisclosed location where the wealthy and powerful send their misbehaving sons to cool off away from prying eyes. Will Grayson has always been reckless, wild, and he's never been bound by a single rule other than to do exactly what he wants. He learned long ago that being treated like an animal gives you permission to act like one. In high school, he might have enjoyed backing Emery into corners when no one was looking, but he could also be warm and fierce in keeping her safe. But the truth is, he has the right to hate her, because it's all her fault. Everything. Devil's Night, the videos, the arrests, she's to blame, and yet she regrets nothing. He never expected one of his enemies to come straight to him, but now he knows she's here somewhere. And as the security detail leaves and the door to the gilded cage opens, giving Will free reign of the house and grounds for another unsupervised month, he remembers with a smile. Lecturers houses 5 prisoners, and he's only one of Emery's problems. So yeah, that's the blurb, I guess. I will put the timestamp for the non-spoiler review on screen. For the spoiler review, I really like this, actually. I think this is probably the best. I feel like the books have been getting better and better. I never really thought of Will as like an interesting one of the characters. Like, I liked, I think, Kai and Damon most, but this showed some more depth into Kai. Into Will. It was big though. Like, they keep getting bigger. I don't know. I'm gonna have to. Let's see. See, like, I don't know if you can see it clearly, but they keep getting bigger. So I was kind of trying to wait to read this one because I was like, it's so many pages. But yeah, so it's about Will and Emery, who he has had a crush on since he's seen her, like the first time ever. So that's been years, and this takes place after Damon's book. So it's, I don't know, it's a while. And then, so Will is at Black Church where he's been sent, and we as readers don't know why or by who, or like Emery showed up and we don't know how she got there. She doesn't know either. Will doesn't know. Nobody knows. And there are some other guys, 2 of which I really like, 2 of which I like. Well, one of them is awful. But Micah and Rory are really nice. Aiden is very complicated, but all of these characters are. It's the whole series. All of them have a lot of issues. But yeah, it's just them locked up in a place. And I mean, I would have expected it to be a little bit darker because of like the premise of just one woman locked up with 5 men. But in terms of that, it was actually kind of calm. And it wasn't that bad, I guess. It was still dark, but I think this is probably one of the lighter books, which is crazy because it still has a lot of trigger warnings. I think I prefer Damon's book still because I just like Damon. He's so messed up, he's so traumatized, which is interesting to read about. Will's also nice, I like Will a lot. I love that Emery is the more dominant one, I guess. I've been waiting to finally read a romance book, or like dark romance, whatever, any type of romance book, where the girl has actually more like power and is more dominant. Because it's always the guy who's dominant and the girl is like really submissive. I was like, no, I want it the other way around, you know, the woman has the power. And in this one, she does, and it's amazing, and I love it. And also Will is like, not submissive, like they kind of switch, but it's so good. I love that so much. Also, they eventually got out of Black Church, escaped, and then Emery asked Will to marry her. Yeah, which is like, you know, usually it's the other way around, but I really liked that it was different. It was a lot, like so much happened, but it also feels like nothing really happened, which is a little weird. I think it might be my mood right now, because I did really enjoy this book. It's just right now, I don't know, for some reason my brain is doing weird stuff the past couple of days. So it's not my best review right now, but I know I really like this book, and it was really good. A lot of stuff happened. I really like the characters. I really like Emery. I still think my favorite character is Banks, because she's this cool. But I really like Emery as well. And Emery and Will together are really good, which is nice. I do think it's, like, for example, this book, like Will's book and Kai's book as well, you don't really get the relationship with the parents at all, because it just wasn't really important, I guess. But that's, I don't know, it kind of feels weird. Because theirs were really just about at school, I guess, and then Damon's and Michael's was also really about at home and everything. But yeah, still a great book. I really like this series. I have another Penelope Douglas book that I am gonna be reading, which I'm excited for. I think it will be a little bit worse than this series, but I'm glad I finished it. It's been taking a while. Yeah, a good book. Great book. I don't really have anything to say. Actually I do. Never mind. Okay, so there were some inconsistencies, I guess, in the book. Well, not inconsistencies, there was just things where I was a little bit confused about if I should already know this. Like, for example, Aiden and Alex had like a whole backstory and a whole past, which I feel like there could have been like a novella or something about it. I'm not sure. I haven't read it. Same as Misha and Ryan, which is Misha is Will's cousin. There was a whole like thing about him. He just suddenly got introduced as if he'd already been in the books a lot, but he wasn't, at least as far as I know. So I feel like there was already something, and there was this random girl at the cove that then Michael and Rika just adopted, and I was like, okay, but who is she? Where'd she come from? You know, it was all kind of weird. I think those were my only things where I was actually like, what's going on? That kind of confused me, but maybe there are just things I forgot, or just things that weren't really important, and it was like kind of backstory was given in the book, but not really, or like explanation wasn't really given. Yeah, that's right. I still like the book. It was good. I understood it. It was long though, but it makes sense. It was a good ending, and apparently there's a like online there's an epilogue that's like 10 years later, which I am gonna read because I am very interested how it goes with like their kids as well and stuff. That was good. I liked it. The whole series was good. My order will be Damon, Kai, no, Damon, Will, Kai, Michael. Yeah, but I liked all of them. I enjoyed the series. They're good books. They're like, especially this last one, I think was a really good combination of like the relationship and also just the whole storyline. Like there was a lot going on. It was a lot of action and stuff as well, which was cool. I liked it. I think that was my spoiler review. So now I'm gonna do a non-spoiler review. I really enjoyed this book. It was my second favorite probably of the series. I really liked the characters. It gave me more insights into like Will as well, which there wasn't that much in the other books. He seems like a different person, which I think it is a lot of the time in books, that if you already read about the character in one book but then you get into the character from like their perspective, the character just completely changes because of just the fact that everybody sees someone differently. So I think that was really interesting just throughout the whole series actually, to see how different the characters are through each other's eyes. That was really good. I like that. Also the love interest, Emery, I really enjoyed her. She had some issues, but she was really cool. I really liked her. There were some points where I hated them both, but that, you know, it's good. It's good to have some variation. Yeah, I think that's my individual review for Nightfall. Just the whole series, it was good. I enjoyed it. I would recommend it. It's a little bit dark. It's very dark, but I think Penelope Douglas in general has just really dark books. So if you're not into that, I don't think Penelope Douglas is a very good match for you. I liked it though. They're good books. I enjoyed reading them. I spaced them out a little bit because I feel like if I read all of them back to back, I think I would have hated it. So I just kind of read one of them and then read some other books and then went back and forth, which I think helped in terms of keeping the story going, but not too much, you know? Yeah, good series, good books. I finished it, so it took a while, but I got there in the end. But thank you very much for watching this video. If you made it here, please give a like, comment if you have any book recommendations, subscribe, I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!